I look like a boss right now. I look like a freaking boss. There's no telling what a guy like me is gonna do. Yeah, Teddy Fresh sent me some stuff when they saw that I was wearing their beanie. Let's just say I look like a freaking boss right now. I shouldn't be wearing a shirt under this, but I don't want to sweat on it, you know? I want to stay fresh. Teddy Fresh. Not sponsored, but they can always send me free stuff and I'll wear it in my videos. We got to come up with a new catchphrase for 2022. Green is not Nick. Nation, welcome back to another iteration of a video. Another iteration of a video, like how I have my videos. This is an iteration of one of them. What's the plan for today, you may ask, huh? Well, I was thinking we have a little bit of fun and do have a little bit of a hot take day. You know what I'm saying? Like hot takes. You guys know hot takes? My hot take is that we just gotta stop knocking down these statues. There's some real history to them, and it's gonna be a shame if the kids of tomorrow can't learn with that Christopher Columbus statue they're knocking down the street on 5th and Johnson. Anyways, on Instagram I asked you, let me whip out my little phone here, possibly for a video, what's the most controversial take you have? Not like with the broad population, but something even your friends would find weird. This will be 100% anonymous. Last time I asked this question, so many people were like, this might not seem like a hot take, but most people in the world might disagree, but I think we should let women have a choice with their bodies. That's not what I'm talking about. Ew. Oh, get that take out of here. We all agree with you. Stop. My question is, what will the viewers at home even find controversial? And I have a feeling, to be honest, I'm going to be disappointed. I don't think you guys have enough hot takes in you. So let's check it out. Let's see if you can surprise me today. First take, golf is the dumbest sport and shouldn't exist. I feel like Anthony Fantano. Let's argue. Listen, I'm not a big golf guy. I like mini golf. I like Top Golf. Have you guys been to Top Golf? And I think it's all fine. But my question is, if golf shouldn't be a sport and shouldn't exist, it's like, what do we consider a sport? Because if we consider NASCAR a sport, which I personally do, then I think golf should definitely be a sport because it's closer to baseball than NASCAR is. And if gaming should be a sport, then golf should be a sport because it's closer to all of the traditional sports. So personally, I have to disagree. I think it's a little bit boring, as I do with a lot of sports, but I personally know why people enjoy it. And I love mini golf and I love Top Golf too, even though I suck at it. So I guess I see why golf is fun. Go out on the town, drink a couple drinks with the boys. Bam! I don't know much about golf. Actually, that's a lie. Come on. I know a decent amount about golf. I feel like I could take a golf quiz and get it mostly right. Golf rules quiz. Can you pass a golf's rule quiz? How many relief options do you have for a red penalty area? Maybe we should ban golf. That doesn't make any gosh dang sense. Next hot take. New Year's is a bad excuse to celebrate. Okay, well, hey, I see it. I understand why. Maybe it's because there's technically no reason. You know, some people are like, I don't want to start the new year off bad, but time isn't real. It's like we're just picking different times based off of things to celebrate. You know, like every year is just amount of time we made up because it's we went around the sun or whatever the heck you call it. But let me riddle you this. What does that sound like? That sounds like every holiday ever. We celebrate all these things once a year, and most of them don't mean jack diddly. But I guess you could say, hey, my birthday is a year from when I was, but then New Year's is immediately valid because you're counting a year as a valid measurement of time to celebrate. So then the only holidays that could exist are ones that represent something, but then you're still going by a yearly basis. But I guess it's the idea that the year itself isn't worthy of a celebration, and that's why it is a bad excuse to celebrate. But I think in the bleakest of times, having more holidays is always a good thing. What's wrong with celebrating a little bit more, you know? Hang out with the friends, get a day off of work, maybe? I don't know if people get the day off of work. I'm a YouTuber. You think I know anything about that? Next take. Queso shouldn't be spicy. It's dairy, and dairy is supposed to soothe the spicy and not fuel it. Why is dairy supposed to soothe inherently? I don't think the purpose of dairy is to soothe spice, right? Like the point of dairy isn't just to cure your spice, because there's plenty of cheeses out there where the spice is the main draw. It's not just the queso, it's cheese in general. Queso represents the spicy cheeses out there, right? And I'm not here to argue with people. This video isn't like a let me debate you. This video is me analyzing the takes, and then you guys in the comments going down and giving your personal thoughts on the takes. Maybe we'll turn that into a video of its own. So let me know down below your arguments or your cosigns on the takes and why they're correct. Next up, someone says toes aren't actually weird. They're just fingers for your feet, hands, and feet can both be germy. Your hands are touching everything, whereas feet are in socks. I don't really know if that's like a hot take. I guess, are they saying that toes aren't actually gross because your hands touch more germy things than your feet? Because I don't know how many, I guess toes are weird, but so are fingers. I don't know. I don't really know if that's really a take. Now, this is where we get into real controversial stuff. So far, this hasn't been controversial. Now, I have two people who have different takes about the same subject. I don't really want to comment on them because I don't know. The first one right here. Incest only applies to those who are blood related. Step siblings dating and stuff is fine. The only thing I'm going to say is maybe do you guys think it depends on whether they live in the same house, maybe, when it comes to the blood relation? Because the main part of the taboo of incest comes from the fact that they are procreating, reproducing with the DNA that should not be. And I had another take. There's nothing morally wrong with incest itself. When consensual and age appropriate, no one gets hurt from it. All it is weird. So those are the incest takes. I didn't know we were going to get to incest today, but I'm throwing it out there. What are your thoughts on it? The blood related one, and then the one about whether or not it's bad if it's consensual. And let's add in if the goal isn't to reproduce. Because what do you guys think the big deal is? Are we going to become a pro-incest channel? Nope. This take is, I'm starting to feel that calling something or someone cringe is low-key bullying. I feel like if you call that bullying, then like every insult is bullying. Because technically it is. Like if I call someone cringe, or if I call them dumb, or if I say they're weird, like all of that's technically bullying. It just depends what your line for what is okay and what's not okay is when it comes to specific words, I guess. So far, none of these really are that controversial. The incest ones are the closest we've gotten, but besides that, it's just like opinions. Like this one. I think the feeling of warm, wet socks are soothing. Huh? It's not really a controversial opinion, because also that's a personal preference. That's like, you can't really argue that it feels good because maybe it feels good for you. You can't make someone else feel like it feels good. I guess I'm looking for opinions that you can like debate someone else on and actually have like a conversation about it. Like this person says, I like when my popcorn's a little burnt. Like my hot take is that I like buttered popcorn Jelly Bellies the best. But I'm looking for something where I can debate a topic to someone. Not me. I don't want to debate anybody. Why'd my lava lamp turn on? Did it break? Did the light bulb burn out? Well, there goes the lava lamp part of the show. This take is that gay people are more homophobic than homophobes and vice versa. Wait, what does the vice versa part mean? By saying vice versa, are they saying homophobic people are more gay than gay people? I feel like gay people are as gay as you can get, you know? I don't know how much more gay you could get. But there is a take right here, also related to gay people, by the same person actually, that says gay people are real, which I can't agree with that. Here's a hot take. It should be socially acceptable to pick your nose. I disagree, actually. That one I'm going to weigh in my opinion. I don't think it should be socially acceptable because you already touch your hands on things. And I know you could just say, well, everything else is dirtier. Yeah, but your nose has crap and stuff in it that is physically directly on your hands. It's not like germs where you can't see them and it transfers. You don't want someone's wet ass booger on their hand. And even if you wipe it off, that's gross. That's like saying, oh, it should be socially acceptable for us to pick our ears and stick our fingers in our mouths and take off our shoes and rub our fingers between the toes and stick your finger up your butt. No, I don't want that. I don't think we should make that socially acceptable. Guys, I'm sick of these normal opinion ones. X-Men Wolverine Origins is the best X-Men movie. What do you think? I can't do anything with that. It's just a personal opinion that most people here have not seen X-Men Wolverine Origins. I can't debate that with you. I've never seen it. This person says, if you are a seriously insecure person, don't have friends until you sort out that problem. I feel like there's like probably more you have to say about that, because that seems like a very deep conversation with more to it that I am not prepared to comment on. I guess that the insecurities would damage the people you become friends with more than it would damage you once you become friends with them. So I guess I can see it. I don't really have a strong opinion at this point. This person says cancel culture is one of the least proactive methods in approaching bigotry, but people do it because they like ruining the lives of other people without really caring about the initial problem in the first place. Not everyone does this, but still. Now, I don't know enough in my head, not like about a situation. I'm just saying in general, I don't know enough. I'm just trying to say I'm not that smart. But I think cancel culture becomes this solution. And when I say cancel culture, I mean like big swaths of people going after someone's career. As we can all agree, cancel culture most of the time never works, doesn't really mean anything. The biggest YouTube example you can really think of is someone like David Dobrik, who's back and making money. And in the end, it doesn't really affect him besides socially with people who don't like him, which happens not just with cancel culture, but with anything you do or say. You know, if I say something that people don't agree with, certain people aren't going to like me. And that's not cancel culture. That's being a human being and interacting with the public. But I think the reason that it happens is that it's hard to find a solution to problems like that with such a big amount of people, where coordinating something doesn't really work. Like, let's look back to the David Dobrik example. What would our actual solution be with a guy like David Dobrik who's doing these things and hasn't learned his lesson, and you have so many people in on it? Where do you really take that conversation? Because we can't just send the guy to rehab for not being a shitty person and hope he pops out the other side. Sure, that's what we would hope to happen. You know, you hope you could send someone to rehab instead of the metaphor of imprisoning someone with social media. We would, instead of having prison reform, we want to, I don't know, frick this conversation. I'm moving on. I hate cancel culture conversations because we all agree on it at the end of the day. This person sent a lot of messages. I think ghosts are real, but they don't look like humans. They're just kind of like puffs of wind, kind of. Because why the F would they be wearing clothes? They're dead. Why are they modest? And like, why would your soul be a naked body? That doesn't make sense either. And there isn't one ghost, not even one. I'm right. No, I'm definitely right, because there's no way I go into an abandoned psych ward. Huh? I mean, that doesn't just mean there's definitely a ghost. I don't really know how I feel about ghosts. I think I don't believe in them, but I'm not like a strong believer in no ghosts. I'm open to the idea of ghosts. Bacon is gross. That's just an opinion. You can't debate whether or not a food is gross with someone. Unless it's like the idea of the food and you gross them out enough where they stop agreeing with you. It's not, that doesn't do anything. I don't like bacon, but I get why other people do. I'm not going to be like, you're wrong, bacon's gross. What are you going to do? No, the person likes it. Are they going to say, you're right? You convinced me? This person says TikTok trends are killing creativity. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like trends in any time period were a thing, you know? There were trends on YouTube before TikTok existed. There was the trend of like going out and eating food, like lunchtime with Smosh. There were trends of unboxing. That was a huge trend. Like, any trend kills creativity, and I think TikTok moves faster than any other social media, and there are more trends now than ever constantly happening. But there's also more people online than ever doing that stuff, and there's more creators online than ever. And so it seems like there's so many people coming in on these trends, but at the end of the day, there's also so many people creating that if you really want to, you know, be creative yourself, especially, you're allowed to. Now, the issue is that those platforms don't promote the things that are creative and instead promote those trends or promote the specific niche that you've established yourself in. And a lot of social media, especially YouTube and TikTok, which is a big video I'm going to be putting out, will corner someone in to their niche or their original thing they were good at and will not allow them to do things they're passionate about. Someone says, sports are the dumbest shit ever. Society would be so much better if people could just work out on their own and be healthy without making it a competition. I do get that, but as someone who's very competitive, I do love competition. I'm not a big sports person, but I am a big competition person. There's nothing I love more than a good March Madness bracket. Will I watch the games? No. But will I follow my team to the end? Yeah, of course. The outside part of this that I have to talk about is the fact that we turn everything into a competition, and just because it's human physical bodies exerting, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't do it. It's the dopamine in your head from winning that foot race. And you could say the same thing about like playing video games with your friends. Like, why shouldn't we just play single player video games and do your best on your own? I guess it's just some freaking chemical in our brains that wants us to be better than the next person. And I think that's fun. I don't know. I think football's bad because they're all dying like 20 years early, and most of them get like thrown into football and it becomes part of their lives when they don't have any brain to decide whether or not that's something they want to do. And then they go to college and then they break themselves and then they die at like 50 years old because they have brain damage. But I think there should be a way we should be able to play football, right? They just need to fix the regulations and stop us from whacking heads against each other. But maybe not. I don't know enough about the situation. Maybe football inherently is a sport where you have to whack heads and no matter what, you're going to die. In that case, maybe we should stop doing it, or at least stop putting so much money into allowing these like 18-year-old kids to go on TV and not get paid to die. It's weird. But basketball, it's like, that's fine. You know, they're just throwing balls around. I don't know. It's such a complex conversation, and I'm not here to come up with anything. I'm just here to talk. I'm here to yap my mouth. I am content doing long distance relationship long term, and I don't think starting as a long distance relationship online is that weird. If you're happy, well, so what? Do it. Be safe and do it. There's no rules to relationships. Just do what makes you happy. You don't even have to call it a relationship. You can call it like a... Faking mental illnesses on TikTok isn't cute or funny, specifically DID and Tourette's figures. That's not really a controversial opinion. I mean, I agree. I very much agree. But no one disagrees. Like, who's going to be like, actually, it is cute. But I do agree, and I think it's something that needs to be stopped on TikTok. But unfortunately, that's a very hard thing to figure out. I don't know how you're supposed to go about stopping that. Exchanging gifts is pointless. Both spend money and get things they don't need. But gifts are fun. It's fun to give gifts, and it's fun to get gifts. Sometimes people need to forget about the point of things, you know? It's like, what is the inherent point of giving gifts? Can the answer just be that it's fun? What's the point of me playing video games? I mean, I guess I get entertainment out of it, but I get entertainment from opening up something that I don't know what's inside, and then I get to keep that thing. That's the same as everything. It's like, why do people pay tickets to go to sporting events to watch guys bash their heads and die at 50? Because they get entertainment from it, and they go home with nothing, and they put their money down the drain, but they still did it, and they had a good time. I have a good time opening gifts. I don't want to stop getting gifts. I want to know what it feels like to shit my pants. Wow. That was the best one today. I don't know why. That's not really a debated one. That's just kind of like a personal preference. But lucky for you, I have a solution for that because it's free. Just shit your pants. Anyways, this video ended the same way I thought it was going to at the start of the video. Is that we didn't get very many controversial opinions. Let me know in the comments below what controversial opinion you liked or disliked and why, and maybe we'll go over it in another video if you guys want to see more of this. There is a lot of responses on Instagram. If you want to respond, follow me on Instagram at @nickisnotgreen, and it'll be a good time. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.